Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Closing arguments are made in federal court in the case against the mayor of Rota. Also tonight, an earlier curfew starts as more restrictions are put into place. And the deadline for voting registration is approaching. We have details on how to sign up. In sports, not all trophies are created equal. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Great customer rep, always willing to go above and beyond for his customers.
I truly hope she gets noticed at work, since I do see she is a hard worker.
The food technician that visited my home was great and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. You really keep it up.
Your customer service is always very good.
Awesome customer service with great technicians that are really helpful.
Thank you so much, Sherlyn and Docomo Pacific.
That's so sweet. Feels good to see this kind of messages because we try our best to do customer service.
We make sure that we will 100% resolve the issues.
For all those people that are seeking assistance,
I just want my customers happy
and help them out each and every day.
I would want to go to a place with someone that's just like me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come to Docomo and you'll feel like you're at home.
For all those going out each day, doing what they can to hold us all together, we're here to help those helping us all by keeping our lights on.
Half a day to Tirawami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, August 24th, 2020. Closing arguments this morning in the case against the Rota mayor and his common-law wife. Prosecutor Eric O'Malley said these defendants betrayed the trust of the people of the Sinai. He outlined for the jury a summary of trips that were expensed to the taxpayers and trip reports that he says show a pattern of lies and deceit. O'Malley told the jury that the mayor brought his girlfriend on these trips even though she had not official function. And he told the jury that money for car rentals was advanced, but with no evidence of actual car rentals. He also said per diem was abused and wasted, and that the mayor traveled with bodyguards when it was not necessary. He said that a Palau trip expensed to taxpayers looked more like a honeymoon than a government trip. The trip that started the investigation was a 2018 trip to Guam. An anonymous tip came in to the OPA hotline, stating that the mayor was about to make a, quote, taxpayer-funded trip, when the real reason to travel was to attend a GOP rally. The mayor's trip report said he was going to Guam to visit a military surplus facility called DRMO and chartered 2 aircraft for his group. But arrangements to visit the facility were attempted just the day before departure and was unsuccessful. O'Malley said the real reason for the trip was a GOP rally scheduled on Guam, and that while almost no preparation went into the stated purpose, a lot of preparation went into attending the rally. Defense attorney Steve Pixley, who is representing Evelyn Adelig, asked the jury to release her from the, quote, talons of the prosecution. He reminded the jury that the mayor was her boss and that she never signed any travel authorizations. He also emphasized that she is not just the girlfriend of the mayor, she is the common law wife, and that in 2017 she was voted Employee of the Year. He told the jury that the prosecution had not proven their case. Defense attorney David Baines, representing Rota Mayor Ephraim Adelig, started his closing arguments, stating to the jury that the case is a, quote, tragedy, as officials failed to do their job properly, and that the wrong person can end up getting accused and put in jail. Baines said Mayor Adelig is not required to testify, while stating Travis Hurst, who is the prosecutor's key witness, lied about his qualifications, exaggerating his years of experience. Mayor Adelig is being charged with count 1 of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and count 2 of false statement. 9 trips were taken back in 2018 by Mayor Adelig and Evelyn, but only 5 are being charged to the U.S. mainland, Guam, Saipan, and Palau. He says there is also no evidence that Ephraim knew about a rally that was occurring on Guam when his intentions were to attend the DRMO. Baines said Ephraim did not get into DRMO and blames Anna Maria Enos for, quote, sabotaging the trip to Guam. Baines told the jury Ephraim's attendance to the rally had nothing to do with his re-election and ended his closing argument, stating the government's evidence is not sufficient enough. Jury started deliberating this afternoon. Starting today, restrictions are re-implemented under the amended CNMI COVID-19 emergency directives, including a 10 p.m. curfew, meaning those who are out past this time must be issued a COVID-19 ID. COVID-19 Task Force Chairman Warren Villagomez states who meets the requirements to avail of one.
How do you qualify a COVID-19 ID? Is basically you need to be part of the COVID-19 operation and mission. Right now, our mission is government quarantine facility, protecting the quarantine facility, and administering guest service at the quarantine facility. So an example, at Mariana's Resort, we have the Mariana's Resort management team. So those are the folks that qualify for ID. The nurses at the hospital, the physicians that are just being recruited, as well as nurses, qualify for ID for after curfew traveling and driving. So there is a vetting process to get issued an ID, and if we keep track of ID issuance, and if your mission or your role does not attach to the mission, we do retrieve those IDs back, so it doesn't float around the community and gets abused.
Villagomez says the Department of Public Safety has been issued a list of people who got the COVID-19 IDs to be out past curfew. Every vote counts. Our Sally Lemus speaks to election officials on how to sign up.
November is right around the corner, and if you aren't all set to vote, you should head to Susupi before the last day of registration, which is on September 4. The registration is quick and easy. Julita Villagomez, Director of the Commonwealth Election Commission, walks us through the process.
They have to bring in their valid U.S. passport or birth certificate from the vital statistic, and they have to come here to fill out the form and then register.
Villagomez says the whole procedure may only take about 5 minutes.
If they bring in their documents, we would just ask them where their resident is, and then while you're filling out the form, we will be making copies of your document, and then we're typing out the card.
CNMI residents who are off island and want to request for an absentee ballot still have until October 9. Here is what you have to do.
They have to download the affidavit of registration from our website at www.votecnmi.gov.np, and then they have to fill it in manually and attach a copy of their valid U.S. passport. If they're using birth certificate, they will have to turn in a copy of their picture ID together with their documentation and mail it directly to us.
With the ongoing pandemic, CEC continues to look into ways to assure the community's safety come Election Day. Senators are currently looking at a bill that may extend the voting period.
So if that bill has been passed, we will then follow we're going to have 3 weeks early voting, and then we're going to have 3 early voting polling places. The previous, we used to just have 1. So we're going to open up 2, additional 2. And of course, Rota and TNM will have their own. But we're extending it to 21 days.
Currently, the total number of registered voters in the CNMI is 18,000. Villagomez urges everyone to register and use their right to vote this coming November. I'm Sally Limis for KSPN News.
Coming up, extra funding is granted to the CNMI to ensure the safety of our youth. More on this after the break.
Students get smart savings at IT&E with free selected Samsung Galaxy phones and awesome discounts on plans. Get the Samsung Galaxy A7 One for free and 10 gigs of 4G LTE data for just $45 a month. Choose the Samsung Galaxy A11 for free and 5 gigs of 4G LTE data for just $27 a month. Or browse our entire selection of phones and plans and still get a 10% discount on any monthly plan. Go to ite.net for details.
The Tan Sri Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
We need to pick up the food. Let me go so they can get it ready.
Dude, what are you doing?
Calling the restaurant.
No, you can't. It's against the law.
Okay.
No, really. You can get fined $300 for the first offense and $500 for every offense after that.
Wow. I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. You saved me a whole bunch of money.
No problem, dude. I got you. We can still listen to music, though.
Go for it.
Public Law 21-17 prohibits the use of any mobile device while operating a vehicle. This includes, but is not limited to, cell phones, text messaging devices, paging devices, tablets, laptops, video games, and digital cameras. Stay safe, CNMI. Keep your eyes on the road and not on your phone. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Students get smart savings at IT&E with free selected Samsung Galaxy phones and awesome discounts on plans. Get the Samsung Galaxy A7 One for free and 10 gigs of 4G LTE data for just $45 a month. Choose the Samsung Galaxy A11 for free and 5 gigs of 4G LTE data for just $27 a month. Or browse our entire selection of phones and plans and still get a 10% discount on any monthly plan. Go to ite.net for details.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The CNMI Child Welfare and Community Services was awarded a big chunk of money. Sally Limas reports.
The Division of Youth Services under DCCA have received 4 grants totaling to more than $1.3 million for child welfare and community services. DYS Administrator Vivian Sablon.
The child welfare is actually the smaller funding source there, but it's funding to plan and implement activities that promote and protect the welfare of children and families. Example of those activities can be the foster care stipend. Since BYS also remained open after the March 16 shutdown, we are going to use some of that funding to cover those operations, which includes the emergency shelter and the child abuse and neglect intervention activities.
The second grant, which is the Child Welfare Disaster Supplemental Funding, will cover some professional development opportunities, forensic interview needs, and youth and parent sessions.
So basically, it's programs and activities that are designed to support our low-income families and those families that are at risk.
Families whose property were damaged by Typhoon Mangkhut and Super Typhoon Yutu and did not receive FEMA assistance may be eligible for the Community Services Block Grant Disaster Supplemental Funding.
But this service is actually going to focus on case management, counseling support, education and training for families. There's a certain amount that's going to go to direct rental assistance. Some of the funding is going to help us with information and referral for the families that are eligible. Prevention and intervention activities. It also covers recreational services, special services for youth at risk, and some transportation services.
Sablan says the funding is critical to the division's mission and operation for services after the 2018 typhoon season and now during the COVID-19 pandemic. Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Limis.
Thank you, Sally. Very important funding for the children on our island. On Guam, the number of positive COVID cases continue to rise, and so does the demand for hospital staff. KUAM reports.
Hafade and Buenos Sinamai, here's what's making news on Guam. The COVID cases may be climbing, but so are concerns about the increasing need for nurses.
Military and FEMA tents are on standby, and the Guam Memorial Hospital is making moves to create a COVID care unit for additional bed capacity. But what we're really in desperate need of,
what's really the strain right now, is the staffing.
According to Dr. Felix Cabrera of the Governor's Physicians Advisory Group, they're hoping the military will be able to respond.
That's one of the first asks as well that we have is to how do we get additional critical care trained nurses. Because these are the ones that we're going to need the most. They're the most valuable persons on the island, and or who could be coming to the island right now.
So is that where the military is going to come in?
It looks like, or we hope so.
Guam Memorial Hospital Administrator Lillian Posada says she will be meeting with the Governor's Chief of Staff, John Jr. Calvo, and GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez to talk about the nursing shortage. GDOE nurses were used to help support public health and the hospital during the first wave, and now she's hoping they'll be able to return to help with the surge.
If at all possible, because there are some school nurses who currently work with us here at the hospital on a part-time basis. So if we can again get those 5 school nurses back into the hospital, that will be a great help. And if any other of those school nurses would like to, get their skills in hospital nursing practice, that will be great. We'll mentor them, we'll coach them, we'll, go side by side with our seasoned nurses so that they feel confident and that they will be successful in getting their hospital nursing skills back again.
With the nursing shortage not just on Guam but across the country, University of Guam Dean of Nursing Margaret Hattori Uchima is calling on retired nurses and other members of the health community to please join the fight, not just against COVID, but to help back up the nurses currently on the front lines in need of rest.
My fear is that, they're tired. Heck, I'm tired. We're all tired. And we need to provide them as much support as possible. If there are any nurses out there, we did a call out in March. The Health Professional Licensing Board, run by Zena Pacina, was asking for nurses that are retired or nurses that, maybe if your office or your business is shut down, your clinic is shut down, we do need help. Public health needs help. They're talking about other isolation facilities. There are things that nurses that are not working right now could help us out with. So I just really beg anybody who's not working now and could help, to come out.
If you want to help, reach out to the Guam Board of Nurse Examiners at 735-7408 or 9. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanani.
For the very latest, check us out on YouTube at KUAM News.
And that is a story that the CNMI is paying a lot of attention to. All right, coming up, it's not the size of the boat that matters, it's the size of the prize. KSPN2 Sports Report, next.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I can say you'll be blown away by the change you see me. And I feel alright, dance all night, put a little flavor in my life.
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
that despite this distance,
we are still better together.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
The 2020 census was a success. We counted from the Northern Islands
To Saipan, to Trinidad, to Rota.
We went by plane,
by boat,
by car,
and on foot.
Why?
Because you matter.
Because of you.
Everyone was counted.
Because of you.
Everyone was represented.
Because of you. Everyone has a voice.
Because of you.
We will have
improved healthcare,
better schools, safer roads,
improved government services. And for this, we say thank you.
Thank you for inviting us into your home.
Thank you for trusting us with your information.
Thank you for being patient with us. Maraming salamat po.
Spasiba.
Kiriso taput.
Kommal musulang.
Kalangan. Sese. Toche.
Kuila mahalanda.
Fapetai.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Sakarusik and kamgar.
감사합니다.
Olomai. Sizuus maasi.
Thank you for being counted. Thank you for shaping our future. Peace out 2020.
Jose and Pedro were born on the very same day. Jose liked to play sports. Pedro liked to play video games. Jose's favorite word was pass. Pass me the ball. Pedro's favorite word was pass too. Pass me the rice. Jose is retired and has both time and energy. His life is just beginning. Pedro has diabetes, hypertension, and gout. His life could soon end. Eat less, play more, live longer. Brought to you by PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Did you know CNMI's coral reefs and seagrass ecosystems are worth about $115 million a year? Coral reefs alone are valued over $100 million a year. All the more reason these precious ecosystems must continue to be protected. Coral reefs are important to the people of the CNMI because they provide traditional and subsistence uses, production of commercial food products, recreational opportunities for a healthy tourist economy, and physical protection from storms. Do not break or collect coral to take home with you. We need them. Corals are living animals, and it takes decades to create reef structures. Planting trees, grass, and shrubs on bare soil helps prevent sediment from entering our oceans. Trees also help fight climate change. Use a rain barrel and collect water from roofs, yards, and paved surfaces. You can help keep storm water on your property and pollutants out of waterways by building a rain garden. The ocean floor isn't a dance floor. Stepping on corals can break them. Maintain buoyancy when snorkeling or diving. Nutrients from excess fertilizer increases algae growth that blocks sunlight to corals. Coral reefs need clean, clear water to survive. Help keep our beaches litter-free. Always take out your own trash and a little bit more. Anchor in sandy areas away from coral and seagrass or use mooring buoys so the anchor and chain do not drag on nearby corals. Reduce, reuse, rethink, repair, refuse, recycle. Do not feed the fish. Do not take or step on coral. Do not collect shells. Do not fish. Help with local tree planting community events, local beach cleanups, and get involved in protecting your watershed. Participate in training or education programs that focus on reef ecology. You can make a difference. Please contact Mina to get involved in community conservation.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, a trophy is a lasting monument to a significant accomplishment. People work hard and long to rise above mediocrity to get one. You want a trophy? You have to earn it, unless someone gives it to you. Winners of the Saipan Fishermen's Association annual Billfish tournament receive special one-of-a-kind trophies for their award-winning catches, a treasure in and of itself. These are not your usual participation trophies either. They are oversized, uniquely handcrafted beauties. Compare those with what the winner of the Mafudi contest gets. The annual Billfish tournament stands out as the island's #1 fishing event.
What I really am impressed with is the amount of people that have come out to watch the boats come in. I've never seen the engine. I don't know, what do you call it? Whatever the people are standing, I think it's great.
One of the largest crowds we've ever seen here.
Right, I mean, it's really enthusiasm for fish. Fishing is becoming a big thing here on Saipan. And I think, in fact, in the CNMI, I can't wait to go up north to go fishing. It looks great.
This year, not much fish. A lot of the boats were just spinning their wheels.
Okay.
Need new tires.
Way to go, man.
Yeah, we caught one. Look at that.
You got to be happy.
It was on a bird, too.
On a bird?
We lost one. I'm telling you, we lost a sea monster. Yeah.
What happened?
Pulled the swivel off. And, you know.
What was it?
It was a marlin.
How big you think?
Oh, God, it was big enough to pull the swivel off.
Big enough to win the tournament?
Probably. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure it was 300 pounds plus. You know, easy.
$3,000 just
could have been
sailed away.
You know,
Swam away.
It danced around the boat a few times. It still had a lure in its mouth. You know, a $200 lure.
This year there was an added prize, $1,000 donated by YouTuber Robert Arrington.
I still use that $1,000 a month in a very positive way. I try to donate that $1,000 a month. I never raised their fee, but now instead of using the $1,000 myself, now I donate it to make a good cause. So whenever I had that first event, I said I want to take this month's $1,000 and give to you guys. So that was the first. Then I wanted to be a part of the fishing derby. I love fishing tournaments. I love going out in the camaraderie of fishing around my fellow fishermen.
Every boat that brought in a fish that made it to the board got one raffle ticket. Greg Camacho had the smallest boat in the derby, so what? He won the raffle. And he He said he's going to buy a boatload of lures. Good thing he's got a small boat. Man, that's a lot of lures. Arrington intended to join this year's Derby, but a nasty leg infection kept him on shore. No worries. The association awarded him a special trophy anyway.
Holy cow!
I'm sure everybody here knows, but this is a replica of our tournament trophies. They are hand carved and made here in Saipan by a company called Micronesia Woodcraft.
Dude, that might be the coolest thing I've ever got in my life.
Now, they normally only go out to tournament participants and winners. In fact, in 36 years, I believe, this is only the second one we've had made. The other one was presented to the organizers of the Hawaiian International Billfish Tournament, and it was given to them by our former president and founding president, Frank Aldan, and it sits on display in Kona.
Nice trophy, yellowfin tuna, but it was supposed to have been a marlin.
We chose the yellowfin there based on one of your videos we had, Tuna Frenzy up in Mog. You were slaying the yellowfin up there, but I believe you also hooked up a marlin in that same one, and that marlin got away, and so did the marlin trophy. It got away too. But you got the yellowfin there, man.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735.
Our high today was 91, the low 81, heat index 104, 70% humidity. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, south winds, typical for this time of year, 5 to 10 miles an hour, high 89, low 79, seas 2 to 3 feet. Sunrise at 6:03, low tide at 6:45, well, high tide 5 past 1, sunset at 6:34. That's your news, sports, and weather on this Monday here in the Marianas. Thank you for watching. We'll see you back here on Wednesday evening.